This is from The Guardian. If Skype will load the image. Here we go. And I've dubbed this two-part story. First your TV, then the phone, now your doorbell. What are we talking about? Cameras. First your TV, then the phone, now your doorbell. We buy our own government spying equipment. So the first story, Amazon Ring doorbell, these things, was used to spy on customers. This is from the FTC, says in a privacy case. So there was individual employees at Amazon Ring spying on customers that purchased these doorbell rings and other security devices for the home, and there was a out-of-court settlement for these violations. But does it stop at individual employees? Let's have a look. Okay, next up, excuse me, this is a three-part story. Next up now from the BBC. Okay, there goes the BBC link. And the title to this one is the FBI worried that these things right here, Ring doorbells are spying on the police. Okay, so from some documents, some hacked documents suggest that the FBI is concerned some people may be using their Ring doorbell devices or other smart doorbells to watch the police. Why would they be concerned? When the police or the FBI do raids on people or serving search warrants, as it says here. The papers describe a 2017 incident where someone remotely watched live footage of police preparing to serve a search warrant. Okay, and previously, privacy advocates have raised concerns about data from smart doorbells being shared with police. Do they share that information with police? Let's go to the third and final part to this story. Again, you know, we had back in the probably over 20 years at this point, around the turn of the so-called millennium, okay, the push in every country going, the push away from analog TV signals where you had to fiddle with the antenna to get a signal, hit the TV, okay, to digital, right? And it turns out that a lot of these boxes had like some sideways camera in and listening devices in these things, right? Then they ushered out the phone, and slowly but surely, every imaginable tracking feature is on there. They never used to have GPS. They never used to have fingerprint scanners, or so they said. They never used to have facial scanners. They never had cameras, okay? And now they have all these features. But now doorbells are here. Last story, Amazon Smart Doorbell Company has partnered with over 400 police departments in the United States to surveil your neighborhood. And it's similar principle behind this last story with some states' driving license automatic opt-in for organ donation. You have to ensure on the driver's license that you check the box for opt-out on organ donation. Similarly, with this Amazon Smart Doorbell company partnering with over 400 police departments to share your camera footage with police departments, you have to opt out of these features. And how do you know they're being used? It says here within the article, users can deny the footage request, which come in the form of emails thanking them for, quote, making your neighborhood a safer place. Okay, so who's checking their email if you have one of these devices with a quote unquote thank you? You're just going to ignore it, right? But somewhere in the small print, what it really means is that you have been automatically opted in for that information to be shared with the police.
So here's a question, because we have people out there. I see I see cause for pause, but I also see a benefit if you understand how to use this, right? Because how does it feel now the rabbit have the gun, right? So I wanted to deal with it from that standpoint. Okay, now just like the phones, cops have to be cognizant on how they interact with people, knowing they're getting watched. So at one point, it's a benefit, right? Right. So you have to know how to use it for your advantage if you would like to, right? But then you have to, okay, what happens when I'm not utilizing this particular device?
Right.
I should know when to cover it up. The same way with the cameras on my phone or the cameras on my whatever the case is, I will choose when they can, even though they'll look at it anyway. I don't opt out, opt in. They still going to do what they want to do, right? But it's whether or not they have the legal right to utilize the footage because it's your device. This is why they would like you, for legalese, to opt in. Because they're still going to look through it to use it for surveillance or whatever they wanted to do privately without bringing you in. They can do that. As long as they don't use it for something publicly that now they have to get your footage and all that. And now you can say, hold up, I didn't permit that. So it's a surveillance device where they can hire less police. And China and others, because they got Chinese police stations in the United States, can surveil your community if they would like, just like this. Using this bell, that bell, that bell. And now there's less police you'll have to hire as far as roaming any particular area. So it's a benefit on their side. Now, this is the piece I wanted to talk about, Shapat. I wanted to talk about the fact that this particular device, people would like to know, if they wanted to opt out, have and ring, how would they go about it?
You would have to look at those emails that they send, quote unquote, thanking you for making your neighborhood a safer place. But really, the best option would be to get a device that doesn't go to, similarly with your so-called smartphone and other internet-based services, is have things that don't go to a cloud server that you have no control over. I would have it be recorded, not be no Wi-Fi thing and none of that, just have it recorded locally, and that way that reduces and removes all their internet-based access anyway.
Okay. Because I believe that it is a productive tool that you can use for security purposes on your side, if you understand the risks and how to mitigate some of those by covering it up whenever you would like to. Right. So it can work on your side, especially with how these police are operating out there. So I don't want to just discourage people altogether, but have the full knowledge of the risks of having spyware, voluntarily at your front door. Anything literal spyware, right?
Literally.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.